Hey, what's up everybody, Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, coming at you with another video. Go ahead and give it a thumbing and or liking, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm the Crapgamer, the most compelling game-related YouTuber, the king of all game-related media, the albino rhino, the pony leg breaker extraordinaire, and one of the few people that actually break as many pony legs as me is my boy Dre, who works for XboxMad.net, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this article and turn it kind of into a video and link it in the description. All credit to him. Xbox Scorpio beat its competition before the consoles even launched. Check this out, I love it. Great point of view on this whole situation. Microsoft surprised Sony and gamers when they revealed the Xbox Scorpio, the self-proclaimed most powerful console ever made. Microsoft at E3 rightfully claimed that the console, which will launch in 2017, will be the choice hardcore console gamers will make when choosing their next upgrade. But what about Sony? Will Sony be able to pull a fast one and come out on top? Simple answer, yet so disappointing to many fans, is no. Earlier this year, rumors started to spread that Sony was working on a new upgraded PlayStation 4, dubbed the PlayStation 4 Neo. The rumors were quickly proven true with documents circulating of its hardware capabilities and how Sony would handle its launch, and how developers will have to optimize for it. Earlier in the week, Eurogamer announced that according to their sources, the device would launch this year, but then you have to beg the question, why isn't Sony shouting this from the rooftops like they always do? Well, when the rumors started calculating about a new 10 teraflop Xbox Scorpio being developed, many found themselves quite startled by this news. It was later lowered to 7 T-flops, and then Microsoft confirmed that it would be in excess of 6 when launched. Sony, who have benefited from the overzealous fixation on console performance this generation, couldn't be seen dead with a device that is by all metrics 1.5 times less powerful than the nearest competitor. So, since Sony have quietly acknowledged its existence, by all intents and purposes, the Neo was in development for quite some time, and developers already have development kits in hand, which, deviating away from this article, I can say is 100% accurate. I actually have the Neo documents. Now, it's universally accepted that the Neo is already in production, which means Sony will have to give gamers a truly spectacular reason to go out and buy the Neo. Other than that, the one title that they're launching with this year, and not to mention the mediocre, nausea-inducing experience of PlayStation VR, most likely the PlayStation Neo will be a damp squib sales-wide, as Sony might be expecting, and thus the tepid launch hype around it. So basically what Dre's saying is that Sony isn't really hyping up this console because they think that it might not do as good as they originally planned now that Scorpio is out in the open. And everybody was giving Microsoft shit for announcing the Scorpio at E3, but at the end of the day, it surprised Sony. They took Sony by surprise. They've admitted it was a surprise. And so now they're kind of stuck. Because what do? You've already started development on this console. You can't just come out with a console every year. You've already said we're not going to do this because gamers would revolt at the end of the day. You just can't do that. So again, there's not really much they can do but launch it and then hope that you can do okay with it. The problem is that Neo doesn't have any real exclusives that they're going to be able to launch. And unlike Microsoft, which is matching the output on multiplayer games between Scorpio and Xbox One S and Xbox One. So if a game is 60 frames per second, it's 60 frames per second on all three. If it's 30, it's 30 on all three. Sony's not doing that at all. They're saying if it's, 30 on PS4 vanilla, it can still be 60 on PS4 Neo, and they're okay with that. But are you okay with that? That's the bigger question. I think they have a lot of big time questions to answer, and the fact that Microsoft has the UWP, which allows for one game to be made across all platforms, definitely gives them advantage with this. So I think it's definitely an interesting situation, and we're actually going to see less. And look, you know what? The one thing that I took away from Microsoft's E3 is that they really don't look at Sony as competition. They really don't. I know a lot of people don't believe that when I say it, but they honestly don't see them as competition. They're competing with the likes of Apple and Google, and Sony is nothing but a flea on their ass at the end of the day. And the fact that they're not afraid to announce their Slim and then announce Scorpio at the same exact time definitely proves that, in my opinion. And I think that the console wars as we know them is over. The console generations as we know them are over. There's going to be a lot of flip-flopping, a lot of interesting things going on, and I'm excited to see what happens at the end of the day. Let me know what you guys think. Sound off in the comment section. Make sure you visit the article in the description and tell Dre that Crapgamer sent you, because he writes good stuff over there. Rack 'em up. Thanks for watching, guys. Crapgamer out.